recognizing the true nature of ourself. When you say myself, what does that mean? Does that mean you are addressing your physical body, your gender, your profession, your education, your relationship? If you strip all of that away, that I'm not a man or a woman, I'm not a mother or an engineer or a father, or I'm not Mexican, I'm not young or old, what are you left with? That does not change over time. What are you left with that you were born with that you still have? What is it that you are truly nurturing and unfolding to become more wholesome? What is that true nature of your self? What does self really mean? Now, the true nature of our self, we can look at through various different lenses. We look through a lens of career, it's a different lens. We look through a family, it's a different lens. Now, if you remove all those lenses and you say, you go back home and say, who am I? And what is my relationship with the world? So I always say 5 meta question. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose on the planet? What is my relationship with the macrocosm? And how can I live my greatest life? How do you start the journey? The path to that journey lies in recognizing the true nature of yourself. Once you have recognized and nurtured that, the other goals fall away. So, for example, I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings. So, you do not have to worry about negative thoughts, positive thoughts. I am not my attachments. So, you don't have to worry about what you are attached to and what you are afraid of losing. I am not my qualification. It's like saying, do you have a car or are you the car? You never say that, right? That I am the car, I am the house. But you say, I am an engineer. Not saying, I have a training as an engineer. You say, I am a mother. You do not say that I am a house. So for things that we are attached to, we lose the boundary between who we truly are and what is one expression of ourselves. So in Buddhism, the concept of anatman, or no permanent self, in Pali called anatta, means there is no permanent self. Whatever attributes you give to yourself over time will go away. Your body will change. Your relations will change. One day, all of this will come to an end that you are experiencing. What is it then that is a pure essence that will continue throughout life? That is the realization of the soul principle. Soul principle as in recognizing what is my purpose on the planet. What is that unique self-expression that I have that makes humanity what humanity is? What is my contribution as a unique expression of humanity? Like raison d'être of having taken this birth. None of that is dependent on any labels we accumulate. So the purpose of mindfulness, meditation and spirituality is getting in touch with that innate purpose. Purpose that we chose even before we were born. Purpose that will survive beyond this life. Purpose that we are fulfilling through different cycles of birth and rebirth. That is free from the constraints of what we have here. Now, make no mistake, self-improvement is very important. So as you develop your character and your virtues and you walk the path of spirituality, you will develop more positive emotions. You will develop more your capacity to be compassionate, non-judgmental, more accepting of life. So all of that is side effect of the path, not the purpose of the path. You understand that? Like I sometimes tell people, if you want to play with toys, don't have children to play with toys. You want to have children, experience the joy of parenting, not because you want to play with young toddlers with toys. So walking the spiritual path for character purification or stress reduction is like that. Committing to parenthood because you want to play with toys. It's a little bit like that. So think of self-improvement as a positive side effect of walking the spiritual path, not the purpose. Because when you make that purpose, you are saying, I don't like this about myself, I want to change that. What is the inquiry of self-improvement? Oh, I want to be more patient, so I don't like myself about being impatient. So instead of inquiring into what way of my being causes the patience, what is missing where I am, that I'm judgmental about the world. Instead of having those inquiries, we approach it like, I have a problem, I want to fix it. So the more and more you're trying to fix something, more and more you're attached to it. The moment you let go and say, so I'll tell you a story, okay? So Michelangelo was the great sculptor and painter, was walking through the forest along with a rich friend of his. So he saw a giant rock, a very dirty giant rock. So he told his friend, can you bring this rock back to my studio And the friend said, this dirty rock, your studio is full of masterpieces. Why do you want to bring this back? He said, don't worry about it, just bring it back. So it came back to the studio. After a few months, Michelangelo invited his friend again. And there was a statue under a velvet cloth. So he asked the friend, my friend, please remove the cloth and unveil my work. Below that velvet was a beautiful statue of David. And the friend was wonderstruck. Oh my God, Maestro, how did you ever make this beautiful statue? He said, oh, you don't recognize the statue? He said, what do you mean? This is the first time I've seen it. Oh, this is that rock that you brought from the forest. What do you mean that was rock? How did you take that dirty rock and convert into that beautiful statue? So Michelangelo said, the beautiful statue was always inside that rock. I just removed the parts of the rock that was not the statue. So spirituality is the path of letting go all those parts of ourselves that is not our true self. Judgments, evaluations, thoughts, feelings, traumas that we have from past life, experiences that we have which hold us back. Once you let that go, the pure essence of who you are is left. And that inquiry, recognizing that true nature is the true path of spirituality, that's why I wrote that in the book.